All right, so today we're diving into the Rig Veda, ancient hymns, epic poetry, symbolism, you name it, we've got it. Now, we're not trying to tackle the whole thing in one go.
Right, it is quite extensive.
Yeah, we're focusing on those excerpts you sent our way.
A fascinating glimpse into one of the world's oldest religious texts. It's a cornerstone of Hindu tradition and Believa.
Okay, so we've got Savitar, Brahmanaspati, Agni, Indra, Vayu, even heaven and earth.
The Apis, Argus, Manu.
Oh yeah, and cows. Can't forget the cows, they've got their own hymn. Oh, pretty diverse lineup.
It highlights the sheer scope of the Rig Veda. Composed in ancient India, think 1500 to 1000 BCE, they cover everything, from the nature of reality to our relationship with the divine.
For someone like me, new to this world, what's the hook? What makes these ancient verses relevant today?
That's a great question. Despite its age, the Rig Veda grapples with universal themes, the search for meaning, the struggle against chaos, the human desire to connect with something greater than ourselves. And it does all of this with incredibly vibrant language and imagery.
Okay, let's jump right into that vibrant language. Where do we even begin with unpacking these hymns?
A good place to start is with the deities who populate these verses. Each one represents a force of nature, a cosmic principle, or an aspect of human experience.
So, let's meet the players. One name that keeps popping up, Agni. He's not just any fire god, is he?
No, he's far more nuanced than that. In hymn XCV, he's described as having native splendor, a kind of dazzling presence. Think of him as the intermediary between humans and the gods, carrying offerings and prayers to the heavens.
So essential for any communication.
Exactly. And not just communication, Agni is also associated with knowledge and insight. He's often described as a seer, a poet, a spark of divine inspiration.
Okay, I'm already starting to see how these deities aren't just mythical figures, but representations of powerful concepts.
Precisely. And speaking of powerful concepts, Indra, he's a bit of a rock star in the Rig Veda, known for his warrior strength and, shall we say, enthusiasm for Soma.
We have to talk about the Soma. It's described as this powerful drink, almost like an ancient energy drink, right?
You could say that. Hymn CXXX describes Indra downing 30 pails of Soma in a single gulp.
30 pails, wow!
Clearly not your average beverage. It was a ritual drink said to enhance strength and grant ecstatic experiences.
No wonder he's always ready for a battle.
And battle he does. Indra is the storm god, the dragon slayer, the one who upholds cosmic order against the forces of chaos.
So he's like the ultimate protector, fighting to maintain balance in the universe.
Exactly. Now we've also got Savitar, a deity often linked to the sun, but representing so much more than just the physical star.
In hymn XXV, it mentions two Savitars, two suns.
That's where the Rig Veda gets really intriguing. This concept of two Savitars invites us to think beyond the literal.
Okay.
Some scholars suggest it refers to different aspects of the same deity, perhaps his physical manifestation as the sun and his spiritual influence on humanity.
So it's encouraging us to look for deeper layers of meaning, to consider multiple interpretations.
Exactly. The Rig Veda isn't about giving us easy answers. It pushes us to ask bigger, more profound questions.
Like a puzzle box of cosmic proportions. And we've only just begun to peek inside. Now we've got a lot more to uncover. We'll be back after a quick break to delve even deeper into the Rig Veda.
And we're back. It's amazing to think that these texts are thousands of years old, and we're only just now scratching the surface. Before the break, we were getting to know some of the key players in the Rig Veda: Agni, Indra, Savitar.
And each deity offers a unique lens through which we can understand the Vedic worldview.
Absolutely. Now, there's another deity I'm really curious about, Vayu, the wind god. He seems to be a bit of an enigma, often mentioned alongside Indra, but with his own distinct role.
That's a great observation. While Indra embodies that dramatic force of the storm, Vayu represents a more subtle but equally vital energy, the breath of life, the wind that sweeps across the earth, the invisible force that connects all things. And he travels in style. One hymn mentions his chariot being pulled by, was it thousands of steeds?
Yeah.
Thousands of steeds. It's a powerful image.
It is. And it speaks to Vayu's role as a messenger, a carrier of blessings, but also a purifier, cleansing the air and bringing forth new life.
This idea of interconnectedness that seems to be a recurring theme in the Rig Veda. It's not just the deities themselves, it's their roles in maintaining balance and order in the cosmos.
You're absolutely right. And this brings us to another important aspect of the Rig Veda. We should explore the concept of sacrifice, or yajna.
Right. We keep seeing all these references to offerings being made to the gods. Soma, milk, ghee, almost like a cosmic barter system.
It's tempting to see it that way, but it's actually far more profound. Sacrifice, in the Vedic context, isn't just about pleasing the gods. It's about acknowledging our place within the cosmic order, recognizing our dependence on forces beyond our control.
So it's less about getting something in return and more about maintaining a harmonious relationship.
Exactly. It's about participating in the cosmic dance, contributing to the balance and flow of energy that sustains all of creation. And it's interesting how the idea of sacrifice still resonates with us today. We may not be offering milk and ghee to the gods, but we still make sacrifices of our time, our energy, our resources.
It's true. Whether it's working towards a goal, caring for loved ones, or even just trying to be a good person, it requires us to give something up, to make a sacrifice.
And perhaps that's why the Rig Veda continues to fascinate us.
Mm.
It speaks to something fundamental about the human experience, this understanding that we are part of something larger than ourselves, and that true fulfillment comes from aligning ourselves with that greater cosmic order.
Finding our place within the grand scheme of things. Now, speaking of the grand scheme of things, there are a few passages in these hymns that have me completely puzzled.
Ah, you've stumbled upon what I like to call the Rig Veda's cosmic riddles.
Exactly. For example, in hymn XXXV, it mentions 3 heavens and 2 savatars adjacent. In Yama's world is one, the home of heroes, 3 heavens, 2 savatars. What's Yama's world? It feels like we've entered a whole other dimension.
And in a way, we have. This line offers us a glimpse into the multi-layered cosmology of the Rig Veda. The 3 heavens likely refer to different realms of existence, while the mention of Yama's world introduces us to Yama, the god of death, and the ruler of the ancestral realm.
Okay, so it's not just about looking up at the sky. It's about understanding that there are unseen realms, spiritual dimensions that exist beyond our immediate perception.
Precisely. And the reference to 2 savatars further complicates things. Remember we talked about how deities can represent different aspects of reality? Well, this could suggest different facets of Savitar's power, or perhaps even different levels of spiritual understanding.
It's like the deeper you dive into the Rig Veda, the more you realize how much more there is to discover.
Yeah.
And there's another line in this hymn that really jumped out at me. He who hath known it, let him here declare it. What's going on there? Is this some kind of ancient secret society?
Not quite a secret society, but this line does hint at the idea of esoteric knowledge, a deeper level of understanding that's only accessible to those who earnestly seek it. It's as if the Rig Veda is saying, the truth is out there, but you have to be willing to put in the effort to find it.
It's a challenge, an invitation to move beyond the surface level and really grapple with the mysteries of existence. And speaking of mysteries, there's one more line I have to ask about from the same hymn. The god moves by the upward path, the downward. What does that even mean?
This, my friend, is one of the Rig Veda's most enigmatic passages. It could be referring to the cyclical nature of time, the ebb and flow of creation and destruction, or perhaps even the journey of the soul through different realms of existence.
Okay, my head is spinning. But in a good way. It's amazing to think that these ancient verses are still sparking such profound questions and interpretations.
That's the beauty of the Rig Veda. It doesn't offer easy answers. Instead, it invites us to embark on our own journeys of discovery, to grapple with the big questions, and to find meaning in the mysteries of the cosmos.
And we're going to take a quick break to gather our thoughts and explore those mysteries further when we return for the final part of our deep dive. Don't go anywhere. All right, we're back for the final part of our Rig Veda deep dive. It feels like we've covered so much ground already.
We have. It's been quite the exploration.
Fire gods, warrior gods, wind gods, sacrifice, cosmic order, unseen realms. We've been through it all.
And through it all, we've just barely scratched the surface of what these hymns offer. But even so, I think we've uncovered some pretty valuable insights.
Absolutely. I mean, the main thing that stands out to me is just how interconnected everything seems to be in the Rig Veda. The deities, the natural world, human actions, like it's all part of this big, intricate tapestry.
That's a really great observation, and it's central to the Vedic worldview. An emphasis on interconnectedness, recognizing this delicate balance that needs to be maintained between all things.
Right, and that balance is maintained in part through things like sacrifice and ritual, but also through us trying to understand and align ourselves with these cosmic principles represented by the deities.
Exactly. It's not just about following rituals blindly. It's about cultivating this really deep understanding of our place within the cosmos, and then living a life that honors that connection.
So it's about recognizing that we're part of something so much bigger than ourselves.
Yes, exactly. And that realization is something that I think still resonates today, even if we don't follow the specific beliefs of the Vedic tradition.
It's about finding meaning, finding our purpose, in a universe that can often feel vast and indifferent.
And finding that meaning not through some kind of dogma or rigid rules, but through exploration, through questioning, and through a willingness to embrace the mysteries that are still out there.
Mysteries we definitely encountered in these hymns, lines that hinted at these deeper truths but also just invited multiple interpretations.
Oh, those are my favorite parts. They challenge us, make us think critically, engage with the text on a deeper level, and ultimately come to our own understanding.
It's like the Rig Veda is inviting us into the conversation, to not just be passive listeners, but to become active participants in the search for knowledge and wisdom.
Yes, and isn't that what a true deep dive is all about? Not just passively absorbing information, but actively engaging with it, questioning it, letting it spark our own curiosity and insights.
Without a doubt. So as we wrap up this exploration, I want to leave you and everyone listening with one final thought. If the Rig Veda is more than just a collection of ancient myths and rituals, if it's this living source of wisdom that still speaks to us today, what message do you think it holds for the modern world?
That's a really powerful question. And, I think the answer will be different for everyone, but maybe at its core, the Rig Veda is reminding us to approach life with a sense of wonder, to seek that connection with something larger than ourselves, and to never ever stop questioning, exploring, and striving for deeper understanding.
Beautifully said. And on that note, we'll leave you to continue your own explorations of the Rig Veda and all of the timeless wisdom that it contains. Thanks for joining us on this incredible deep dive.